Have you ever noticed that some people reach their 80s and 90s still walking confidently, climbing stairs, gardening, traveling, and living independently, while others struggle to get out of a chair without assistance? It's one of the biggest mysteries of aging. And surprisingly, the answer isn't always exercise. In fact, doctors are becoming increasingly interested in a simple food that many older adults overlook every single day. A food so common that most people walk right past it in the grocery store without giving it a second thought. Yet research suggests it may play a major role in helping maintain muscle strength, mobility, and independence as we age. And if that's true, it could change the way many people think about growing older. Because let's be honest, most people aren't afraid of getting older. They're afraid of what often comes with it. The loss of freedom. The loss of strength. The loss of being able to do the things they love. No one dreams of spending their later years dependent on others for basic daily tasks. No one wants to feel trapped in their own body. Yet every year, millions of adults experience something that slowly steals their independence. Weakening leg muscles. At first, it seems harmless. Maybe you find yourself holding onto a railing when climbing stairs. Maybe you avoid long walks because your legs tire more quickly than they used to. Maybe standing up from a low chair suddenly feels harder than it did just a few years ago. These changes often happen so gradually that people barely notice them. Until one day they do. And by then, the damage may already be significant. Doctors even have a name for this process. It's called sarcopenia. Age-related muscle loss. And it's one of the leading reasons older adults lose mobility and independence. What makes sarcopenia particularly dangerous is that it doesn't happen overnight. It develops silently. Year after year. Muscle fibers gradually shrink. Strength slowly decreases. Balance becomes less stable. And everyday activities become more challenging. Many people assume this is simply the price of getting older. Something inevitable. Something that cannot be prevented. But that's not entirely true. Scientists have discovered that lifestyle choices can dramatically influence how quickly muscle loss occurs. And one of the most important factors may be something most people think very little about. Protein. Your muscles are constantly breaking down and rebuilding themselves. Even while you're sitting, sleeping, or watching television. It's a continuous process. But as we age, the body's ability to rebuild muscle becomes less efficient. Think of it like repairing a house. When you're young, repairs happen quickly. As you get older, the workers move slower, the supplies arrive later, and the entire process becomes less efficient. That's exactly what happens inside the aging body. The rebuilding process slows down. And unless the body receives the right nutritional support, muscle loss can begin to outpace muscle repair. This is where many older adults unknowingly run into trouble. Studies have found that a large percentage of seniors do not consume enough high-quality protein each day. Some lose their appetite. Some skip meals. Others simply don't realize how much protein their bodies actually need. And the result is that their muscles are left without the building materials necessary to stay strong. The consequences can be serious. Weak legs increase the risk of falls. Falls increase the risk of fractures. Fractures often lead to hospital stays. And for many older adults, recovering from a serious fall can be extremely difficult. That's why doctors today are focusing more than ever on prevention. The goal isn't simply helping people live longer. The goal is helping them remain strong enough to enjoy those extra years. Because longevity without mobility isn't much of a victory. What good is reaching 90 if you can't move comfortably, travel, visit family, or enjoy your favorite activities? That's why the conversation around healthy aging is changing. Instead of asking how long we can live, experts are increasingly asking how well we can live. And that's where today's fascinating food enters the picture. It's not a rare superfood from some remote part of the world. It's not an expensive supplement advertised by celebrities. And it's not a miracle cure. It's something millions of people already have in their refrigerators. Eggs. Simple eggs. At first glance, they seem almost too ordinary to be special. But what makes eggs remarkable is what's hidden inside them. Each egg contains a unique combination of nutrients that support muscle health, nerve function, energy production, and overall physical performance. Most importantly, eggs contain high-quality protein. Not all protein sources are equal. Some proteins contain only part of what the body needs. Eggs contain all 9 essential amino acids. These amino acids act like building blocks for your muscles. Without them, repairing and maintaining muscle tissue becomes far more difficult. And among these amino acids is one particularly important nutrient called leucine. Leucine has attracted enormous attention from researchers because it plays a crucial role in activating muscle protein synthesis. In simple terms, it helps switch on the body's muscle-building machinery. Think of leucine as the foreman at a construction site. Without the foreman giving instructions, the workers don't know where to begin. Leucine sends the signal that tells your body it's time to repair and rebuild muscle tissue. As people age, this signal becomes increasingly important. Because older muscles often require a stronger stimulus before they respond. And this may explain why protein-rich foods like eggs are receiving so much attention from experts studying healthy aging. But the story doesn't end there. Because eggs provide much more than protein alone. Because eggs provide much more than protein alone. They also contain vitamin D, vitamin B12, choline, selenium, and other nutrients that support healthy muscles, nerves, and energy production. In other words, they help give your body the tools it needs to keep moving. Now, does this mean eating eggs alone will guarantee strong legs at 90? Of course not. There is no single food that can stop aging. The people who stay active and independent into their 80s and 90s usually combine several healthy habits. They stay physically active. They eat enough protein. They get quality sleep. They manage stress. And they make consistent choices that support their health year after year. But if there's one lesson to take away from today's video, it's this. Growing older doesn't automatically mean becoming weak. Many of the changes we associate with aging are influenced by the decisions we make every day. The food on your plate today becomes the strength you rely on tomorrow. And sometimes, the most powerful health solutions aren't complicated at all. They're simple, affordable, and already sitting in your refrigerator. The next time you see a carton of eggs, remember that you're not just looking at breakfast. You're looking at one of nature's most complete sources of nutrition. A food that may help support stronger muscles, better mobility, and a more active future. Because at the end of the day, the goal isn't simply to add years to your life, to remain independent for as long as possible. If you found this video helpful, let us know in the comments. How old are you, and how often do you eat eggs each week? Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next health and longevity guide. Thank you for watching. Stay healthy, stay strong, and we'll see you in the next video.